The brother asked basically, if we study a book like the Three Fundamental Principles, is it a condition that, we have to read the various explanations of the scholars? And at what level do we say that, alhamdulillah, we understand this book and we can go on to the next book? Now, the first thing is that, a book from the books of knowledge, whether it's Dalatul Usul or if it's a book, Matan Fiqhi, jurisprudence, the correct manner, if we can memorize it, alhamdulillah, biha wa ni'mat, excellent, memorize it. If you can't, the most important thing, alhamdulillah, that you take the book and you try and sit with someone to learn it, a person of knowledge. You study the book, alhamdulillah, that matan, with a person with a sharh from the shuruh of the ulama. As we said, in person is better because it's more efficient in understanding what's correct. You can ask questions. You can make sure that you've understood something correctly. If you don't have access to a shaykh min al-mashayikh or one of the ulama or one of the tullab al-ilm, then alhamdulillah, listening to the recordings of the ulama or reading one of the explanations. How can somebody tell when they really understood a book? One of the ways is that, conveying it to others. Your family, your wife, your children. When now you have to explain it, you know whether you've understood it or not. Because you have to explain it to somebody. The best way would be to ask, the sheikh that you study with, Sheikh, هل تجيزني? Do you allow me to convey this from you? That's the best way. But it's not a condition that you have a tazkiyah, as long as you've understood it correctly. If alhamdulillah a person is confident, I've understood Talatul Usul. If you ask me a question about it, I can answer it. Then alhamdulillah, they move on, Kitab al-Tawheed. And a lot of what you've studied in Talatul Usul is going to be repeated anyway in Kitab al-Tawheed. And you'll be reminded of it in revision and so on and so forth. Naam. Barakallah fikum. And even what I would advise, Hafidakum Allah, when you study Talatul Usul, even if you finish one explanation and you have time, try and benefit from as many explanations as you can. Subhanallah, you study books, for example, Usul al-Sunnah, Imam Ahmad, for example. Alhamdulillah, we studied that with Mashayikh Shaykh Ubaid and others from the Mashayikh of Sunnah. Studied that, in Yemen and other than that. But for example, when we had a daughter in Kuwait with Shaykh Khalid Dafiri. MashaAllah, the Shaykh was bringing benefits that, MashaAllah, even though we've studied the book various times, he's bringing benefits from a different angle. So you will find scholars bringing benefits that maybe the previous scholar didn't mention. That's why myself, even when teaching Kitab al-Tawheed, I try and read every explanation I can get my hand on from the scholars of the Sunnah. And you notice various scholars, the foundation, it will all be the same, But as for certain various points, MashaAllah, you may hear something from a scholar and be like, MashaAllah, what a benefit. Barakallah fikum.